CTV News at 5 with Tony Ryma and Rick Wyman with weather.
Good evening. So glad you're with us on this Tuesday. There was a heavy police presence in Elk Lake, northwest of Timiskaming Shores today. The 5th Street East and Pine Street area was swarming with officers this morning. Police cleared the area just after 10 a.m., saying there was no threat to public safety. All right, now to the weather. It was rather cool out there this morning. Will the sunshine hold for the rest of the week, or will the sky open up? For more details, we go to CTV's Amanda Hicks, filling in for Rick Wyman. Amanda.
Well, Tony, I always like to keep things positive, but Mother Nature just makes it hard sometimes. Your first look at weather is brought to you by CAA. You can become a member at getcaa.ca. So we're going to be seeing a bit of a tug of war between sun and messy spring conditions throughout the rest of the week. You mentioned cooler temperatures. We're going to be seeing that as well. But then by the time the weekend rolls around, Tony, things start to shift a little bit and things start to get a little bit milder. I'll have more details on that coming up a bit later on. But now back to you.
Thanks for that, Amanda. Police have charged an Alberta driver after a single vehicle collision in Sudbury. Police say a commercial vehicle crashed on Highway 69 at the Highway 17 junction around 1:30 this morning. 2 occupants in the vehicle were taken to hospital with serious but non-life-threatening injuries. The 30-year-old driver from Edmonton has been charged with careless driving causing bodily harm. The cleanup of the milk products and removal of the wreckage took most of the day.
We recommend all commercial motor vehicles to always pre-check their load and ensure that their load is safe, do a circle of their vehicle, ensure that they follow the speed limit of the highways, try not to be distracted.
And police say commercial vehicles play an important role in delivering goods to communities across the province, but are subject to strict regulations regarding travel, licensing, and equipment. A few dozen people wearing red marched today from the North Bay Indigenous Friendship Centre down to the waterfront. It was to mark Red Dress Day. CTV's Eric Tashner tells us more.
Marching to the beat of the drum, Indigenous people and their allies reflect on a dark chapter in the story of First Nations.
It's a very hard day to be here.
It's the National Day of Awareness and Remembrance for missing and murdered Indigenous women, girls, and Two-Spirit people.
There's a girl that's gone missing in Wikwemekong. They've been looking for her, just all of a sudden one day disappeared. And then we've got the 2 girls that went missing quite a few years ago in Maniwaki.
Red dresses, shirts, and ribbons serve as a visual reminder of the lives that have been lost and the ongoing calls for justice, safety, and accountability.
Being here in hopes that in the future, we have a safer place for our people.
Police data shows a woman or girl is killed by violence approximately every 48 hours in Canada, often from gender-based violence. Many of these women are Indigenous.
More investigating, more support for Indigenous women and girls, and allowing them to be in their communities and practice their culture.
According to the Assembly of First Nations, despite only making up a little over 4% of Canada's population, Indigenous women make up 16% of female homicide victims and 11% of women's missing persons cases.
As an Indigenous person, a single mother with my daughter, traveling alone, it's not safe. So maybe in the future, that will be safe.
It's that hope for change that pushes these advocates forward. Eric Tashner, CTV News, North Bay.
Ontario Provincial Police have released a new report on missing and unsolved murdered Indigenous people. The report reviews 65 investigations dating from 1956 to 2024. Of those cases, 14 involve Indigenous women and girls, including missing persons, and 9 unsolved deaths, most of them homicides. 45 cases involve Indigenous men and boys, including missing persons and 6 unsolved deaths. Police say the report reflects ongoing efforts to address violence against Indigenous peoples and bring answers to families.
We have a tremendous responsibility to be supportive, not only to victims, but to the vulnerable. And I think if there was anything that anyone could do or help support to provide closure to people, to loved ones, to families, to mothers, to brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles. That would help, one, humanity, but it would also provide closure to people that need it.
The fact that this particular matter had to have an inquiry just shows the lack of understanding or attention that was given to, the very real experiences that families had to endure. So I think it's great to have this happen. And I think that if they're including people who are impacted or who are key stakeholders, if you want to call them stakeholders, in this matter, then that's a move towards the right direction. Obviously, I'm always going to say that not enough is being done to address the matters. As an Indigenous woman,
anyone with information is urged to call the Ontario Centre for Missing Persons at 1-877-9-FIND-ME. To remain anonymous, contact Crime Stoppers at 1-800-222-TIPS. It's time for a quick break. Coming up on CTV News at 5. Amanda has your full weather forecast. Right now, though, we're off to Batchewana Bay, north of Sault Ste. Marie. This live webcam of Lake Superior is courtesy of Jake Cormier. It's 2 degrees. We're back in a few minutes.
When you see it happen, send it to CTV News. Text 10400. From your screen to ours. Text 10400.
Welcome back from the break. Happy Tuesday, everyone. We saw a little bit of sunshine out there today, some cooler temperatures, and as well, what a windy day it was out there. We are going to continue to see those below seasonal temperatures for the rest of the week, and some cloudy skies courtesy of a low pressure system that's going to be moving through the area. A bit of mixed precipitation as well too. Sleet is going to be the key word the rest of the week, courtesy of Environment Canada here. 5-day forecast starting with Sudbury, Nickel Belt. So we've got increasing cloud for tomorrow, high of 9 degrees, single digit temperatures there. Chance of sleet on Thursday, stronger chance on Friday, high of 10, inching closer to double-digit temperatures. By the time Sunday rolls around, chance of showers, high of 12 degrees for Mother's Day. For Sault Ste. Marie, Algoma, cloudy skies for tomorrow, high of 7, low of -3, so it's still quite cool out there, still below average for this time of year. Chance of sleet Thursday, Friday, and throughout much of the weekend there, high of 8 degrees on Sunday. For Timmins, Cochrane, Kapuskasing, overcast for tomorrow, high of 8, 9 degrees. On Thursday, chance of sleet on Friday, bumping up to 10 degrees, 12 on Saturday with a chance of sleet, and that continuing on Sunday. For Timiskaming Shores, Kirkland Lake, clouding over for tomorrow, a little bit of sunshine there, high of 11, dropping down 2 degrees to 9 degrees on Thursday with a chance of sleet, continuing into Friday as we start the weekend. 13 on Saturday, temperatures warming up a little bit, but then dropping down to 10 on Sunday with sitting at the freezing mark as the low there. And finally for North Bay, West Nipissing, a mix of sun and cloud for tomorrow, high of 12, 10 on Thursday. So we're still holding on to those double-digit temperatures. Chance of sleet on Friday and continuing into much of the weekend. But then by the time Mother's Day rolls around, chance of showers, high of 12 degrees. So Tony, we're going to be continuing to see those below seasonal temperatures as we get closer to the weekend. That was your 5-day forecast. Sending it back to you.
Thanks for that, Amanda. The North Bay Parry Sound District Health Unit says opioid-related overdoses have exceeded pandemic levels. The health unit is reporting 42 overdoses and 4 deaths last month alone. The increase is alarming and has caused the health unit to extend its drug warning from April 7th for a second time. Meanwhile, in Sudbury, health officials say the situation is complex.
Public Health Sudbury Districts has released 3 drug warnings. And that is because of an increase in suspected drug poisonings in the area. In fact, in our last release on May 1st, we talked about how we actually in April saw the highest number of emergency medical services calls since May of 2022, and actually the highest since public health began tracking that data in 2018. Now those numbers have kind of declined back down to typical levels as of now.
Mortimer says individuals consuming drugs are advised to use the buddy system and always carry naloxone kits. Provincial police are warning the public of an aggressive phone scam they started receiving complaints about this morning. They say calls are appearing to come from the Sudbury detachment phone number. Scammers are calling individuals repeatedly, saying they are police officers and requesting personal information, asking about ongoing investigations or attempting to obtain sensitive details under the pretense of assisting with a police matter.
Just always be aware that there are scams and fraudsters out there trying to get your identity, trying to get personal information, whether it's your bank account, your personal information, and always double check the source of who the information is going to. And don't be shy to hang up and call the source yourself to verify that.
The Sudbury OPP detachment phone number is 705-564-6900, and police say scammers are using spoofing technology to make it look like the calls are coming from a legitimate police number. It's on a northern tour coming up on CTV News at 5. The production Calling the Rock Home is set to hit the stage in Coppercliff this evening. This is Mental Health Week, and the Canadian Mental Health Association Sudbury Manitoulin is encouraging people to connect. From grabbing a coffee with a friend to taking a walk, officials are encouraging everyone to reach out in person rather than virtually. CTV's Lindsay Alick reports.
Connection can take many forms, but officials say it has increasingly shifted to screens in recent years.
Youth, especially 1 in 5 youth, are being affected by loneliness and social isolation. And what happens is, because they reach out through the social media channels, virtual is good, but it's not enough. And so we're really promoting connection. We're promoting reach out to a friend, a family member, community.
According to 2025 Stats Canada data, nearly 1 in 4 people who connect only online are frequently lonely, compared to 15% of those who connect both in person and virtually. Meanwhile, about 5 million people in Canada report feeling lonely often or always, and officials say loneliness is linked to anxiety, depression, substance use, and disengagement.
Let people know that they don't need to be alone. There is supports. Once again, when I look at some of the workshops that we're hosting, we also have a very important topic that we need to talk about, and that's suicide. So we have a Safe Talk free session tomorrow afternoon for individuals who have registered. And again, we want to bring that open, direct conversation about the importance of letting people know that it's okay to not be okay.
For those that aren't sure how to get started, CMHA is inviting community members to take part in a mental health walk here at Bell Park tomorrow at 6:30 p.m., offering an opportunity to step away from screens, connect in person, and meet others in a low-pressure, welcoming environment. Lindsay Alick, CTV News, Sudbury.
5 recreation areas are getting upgrades in Sault Ste. Marie. More than $855,000 is being invested through the Northern Ontario Heritage Fund Corporation. Wilcox, Manitou, and Manzo parks will see upgraded playground equipment, area resurfacing, and more. The Strathclair Sports Complex will see improvements to the dog park and lighting, as well as a new batter's box, while the Greco pool will be adding accessible washrooms and making improvements to the change rooms. From the shores of the Atlantic to the mines of Sudbury, a new Canadian play is coming home to the people who inspired it.
I don't remember the last time I saw Patrick. How long do you think he's been in Sudbury for? About 3 months, I think. And how did he get his job here? Jesus.
Pat the Dog Theatre Creation is bringing Calling the Rock home to Coppercliff starting this evening, the second stop on a northern tour. Written by Karen Thistle, the story of 3 Newfoundlanders migrating to Ontario's mines already played to packed houses in Timmins last week. Thistle, who was born in Coppercliff, says she's honored a northern audience will have the opportunity to see the story.
Although I'm talking about mining and the industry and, you know, having to leave for work, I'm really talking about what is home. Is it where you're from? Is it the people you come with? Is it the friends and family that you make here? So that's the inspiration.
Having to adapt all the lighting, the spacing was fun. There's always something new to discover in every run we got to do. We got great reactions from the audiences, especially from some who were from Newfoundland, who'd worked in the mines, and being able to hear their stories and feelings connected to what we're telling.
Touring theatre is a blast. It feels great to be able to tour theatre in Northern Ontario. I'm originally from North Bay, currently based out of Toronto, but it's been a real pleasure to tour with this group.
And the 4-show run at Bryston's on the Park kicks off this evening, and the production heads to Sault Ste. Marie next week. Tickets are available online. It's a popular segment on CTV. When we return, it's Tuesday, and you know what that means. You're watching First at 5.
It's a new month and we've got some great news courtesy of the SPCA in Sudbury. Perhaps, maybe even unofficially, a record-setting week with adoptions. And to tell us more, of course, Emma Bailey from the SPCA. Welcome. Great news.
Fantastic news. It's the best reason for me not to have an animal today. We had 10 adoptions from Thursday to Sunday. It was incredible watching everyone go home. Harley was fully adopted into a home that's going to keep him active and running around. We even had a bonded pair of cats that went home together, and it's just incredible to see the adoptions.
Is this usual for this time of the year in terms of the number of adoptions that people check out the SPCA and want a pet, cat or a dog?
We don't see it that often where we get these spikes of big adoptions. Usually it's like a slower increase when it's around the summertime when people have more time to spend with the animal. But having this increase was so great because the more we get adopted, the more animals we can bring in and continue the cycle of finding forever homes.
Emma, and you're here today to talk about protecting animals, cats, dogs, or pets in general, because it is Emergency Preparedness Week. So how do we go about doing that, especially with pets?
Absolutely. So we encourage people to make sure they have an emergency preparedness kit for their pet. So the same way you would for a family. There's been a lot of crazy weather in Sudbury recently with all the snow we got and the flooding. So even if you're hunkering down or evacuating, it's good to have a kit. So we have a checklist that we have at our animal centers and on our website that goes over that you would need the food for 72 hours, a leash, a harness, some poop bags, anything you would need for a regular day-to-day to just have that prepared. We also have emergency stickers for your front door. So this is common with the fire department and the police so that people are aware of how many pets are in your home in case you need to evacuate and they can get them out. So we're just encouraging people to get ahead of it and be prepared in case of emergency. Even on our website at ontariospca.ca, we have a workbook that'll walk you through everything you need for a checklist. There's even a diagram where you can map out your evacuation plan, and we're going to do everything we can to make sure you and your pets are safe.
Okay, I like that. It's not hot right now, but it will be, so perhaps we can get a pitch in regards to how to protect your animals by not leaving them in a car with the windows closed?
Absolutely. During the summer, we have our No Hot Pets campaign, so I'll be talking about that too a lot during the summer. We always want to make sure if it wouldn't be comfortable for you to be left behind, it wouldn't be comfortable for your animal. So we want to make sure we're keeping an eye on those temperatures. If you don't have to bring them with you, it's better to leave them at home where they're safe.
Okay, can we guarantee a pet for next week?
Yeah, fingers crossed, unless my adoptions spike again.
Emma Bailey from the Sudbury SPCA. Hopefully we'll have a pet to showcase next week on Take Me Home Tuesday. We're back in 7 days with more.
Our first community close-up is from Timmins, Quebec. Todd Rowlands emailed us this beautiful picture of trees, sun, and the water. Timmins is northeast of North Bay and just off Highway 63 near Thorn. Thanks so much, Todd. A lot of snow has melted in just a matter of weeks. Patricia LaRue of Whitefish Falls, south of Espanola, sent us some pictures and says what a difference a day makes. The warm weather has melted all the ice. Thanks so much for the pictures, Patricia. Check out this flash mob. About 50 people came out on Saturday at the Big Nickel to raise $100 for the Line Dance Foundation. Officials say from the very beginning this project has never been about profit. They add it has always been and will remain from the community for the community. And if you have any pictures, videos, or events you'd like us to showcase, you can email them to us at communitycloseup@bellmedia.ca. And finally, an Edmonton senior impressed audiences over the weekend. At almost 90 years old, he's the oldest person to take the stage as a Ukrainian dancer. CTV's Amanda Anderson was there.
And polka, and polka. With moves like these, you'd never know Victor Melik is about to turn 90.
I think it's just remarkable. It warms my heart so much. It brings me such happiness to see him there. Every time he's dancing, it feels like my Guido, my grandfather.
He's the oldest in the seniors Konchumka class.
It's a lot of fun. It turns into a party because there's dancing, there's music, there's laughter, there's joking. And we are learning.
He's also the oldest dancer from the school to ever take the stage at the Northern Alberta Jubilee Auditorium for their year-end performance. But first, one last rehearsal backstage. Then the seniors wait for their turn to perform.
The seniors steal the show, absolutely. I think they're pretty level with those little 3-year-olds who are so cute.
Then it's showtime.
It's so amazing to see him have that courage to get up on that stage, to remember his steps, to have fun with it.
Melik says the crowd's reaction is his favorite part.
You have to be there, especially for the applause. It is deafening.
He got to enjoy a few extra seconds of it as the last one off stage.
I planned that on purpose. If you're 89 years old and you're dancing on stage, I'm going to let you be the last one off and wave and soak up all that applause because he deserved it, like every other senior there does, but I think it's fantastic.
I just love this, and I really don't know what I'm going to do when I have to leave.
Melik hopes to continue being the school's oldest performer as long as he's able. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
What a great story. And there's more news for the North coming up at 6. For now, continue watching as we hand things over to CTV National News.